Hello everyone, welcome to Bourbon Battles, where I'm Joe.
I'm Chad.
Just so you know, Chad, this is 1 and this is 2. Let's get that out of the way right off the gate.
1 and 2.
Yeah, so hopefully you've been following along with our Budget Bottled and Bond series, where we're down to the championship round of 1792 versus Evan Williams. You guys know what we're drinking, we don't. Putting it up on the screen right now. What's really cool about this is we're going to parlay this right into a non-budget bottled and bond, where we've got five, six, where we've got 6 contenders, and the winner of that's going to go up with the winner of whatever wins here today.
Yeah.
What'd you do with all the little papers, bud?
And I wouldn't be surprised if the winner of this one beats the winner of the non-budget bottle.
I would not either. Sorry, getting our papers together. You have to share a pen, bud.
Just so everybody knows, there will not be any mistakes this week either.
Great detail was taken for the championship. Some of you have already said who you think the champion will be, and kind of look through comments on the Facebooks and the YouTubes. What do you think the consensus is of what people think will win? I think this will surprise you.
1792.
Said more people think 1792 in one of these glasses is going to beat Evan Williams. So,
And it might.
it might. I'm okay with it either way, because everybody's got these fancy bottles and little horsies on top. What do we say at Bourbon Battles?
Well, we say a lot of things, but predominantly what you say is...
We don't give a rat's ass what's on the label, or what kind of horsey, or caribou, or eagle feathers.
Gold leaf label.
Gold leaf, none of that. You want gold leaf, drink Goldschlager. Did you drink that in college?
Nope.
It's awful. Oh! Since this is a championship and people have been asking for it, we got to give people what they ask for. We've got a special treat in store for Chad at the conclusion of the next episode.
Hey, just on that note, I want to say something too. You know, a couple of episodes back, you asked me if I could drink one whiskey again for the rest of my life.
Yep.
And I said George T. Stagg 2018, but I changed my mind.
We talked about this. I'm really excited what you're getting ready to say.
Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, like a pre-2017 Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. You know, 138.6%, something high octane.
So most people right now, if you go to a store, will find the B521, I think it is, the newest release. It's at like 103 or 113 proof. Do you like it as well?
Yeah.
It's the lowest proof they've ever released in that series, but and believe it or not, I'm starting to see that on the shelves. I saw it on the shelf today. Slightly elevated price, but not bad. So I encourage you to try one. Pretty delicious.
Is it good?
It's phenomenal. It's not sweet wheat, but it's good. You want to get into these, bud?
Mm-hmm. This is one, right?
Whatever you want it to be. They both have a pretty good nose. I'd say the nose on 2 is a little bit better.
Nope. I think one's better.
I was going to say, I'm getting something in 1 right now. I can't really place it. Maybe cardamom. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, let's get into them. It's good. I like it.
Is that good?
Do you think it's good?
I don't particularly care for it right now. Not gonna lie.
They're both very good. They should be. It's a championship.
Yeah?
Yeah, they both should taste pretty good. We picked them all the way through here. And as a side note, as a little bit of humor, you know that I did not pick either one of these to go on our scoring system. Picked them, but you picked them both, whoever the victor might be. So if this is all jacked up, it's your fault.
Well, I'll take it.
There's something in number 1, the way it finishes, that I don't particularly care for. I can't tell you what it is. You trying some water in yours?
Not yet. At least it's not 117 degrees in here today.
Give it a few minutes.
No, it's not that hot out.
We had a real gully washer come through this morning.
What is it?
Gully washer. Were you out in it?
I was not.
Raining cats and dogs. You don't know what a gully washer is? I can't wait till we film our next episode for a little surprise we have for you. I like both of these, but I think I know which one I like better.
That right?
Yeah.
It's really not that blind. I mean, we know it's either 1792 or it's Evan Williams.
Yeah, with nature of a tournament, that's as close as we can get. Look at the legs on that one, bud. You like that?
Get out of here.
It's a pretty heavy pour we got today.
Yeah, I'm not drinking at all.
Well, pour it in my glass. Don't throw it out.
That's fine. I'm going to pour in your glass with water in it, just so you know.
When we film our next episode here in a few days, do you want to do real heavy pours on the good stuff?
No, I don't want to do any heavier than what we've been doing. Cowboy.
I tried to edit a cowboy hat into the video in the last one, but it didn't make it through.
You need one.
If you're watching this about right now, there should be a cowboy hat on my head. I found this stuff to do. I don't know how I must have accidentally erased it. You want a cowboy hat too? You want a sheriff's hat?
No.
No, look at Chad's sheriff's hat.
No.
Too late. It's already on there. You just can't see it yet.
Fair enough.
Did you see the Batman and Robin thing?
I did.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was awesome.
I'm ready.
Did you know there's an albino squirrel in Franklin?
Where at?
Used to be on King Street.
Where's it at now?
I don't know. It's disappeared.
Look, we talked about this in episode 1. I've known this knucklehead for about 30 years. And if you're trying to make sense of that, don't. Right, Arlo? He watches this.
He doesn't know.
He knows how squirrely you are. Hell, even Dan knows how squirrely you are. You ain't known him near as long. Is it good?
With water, I think it is.
Number 2?
No, it was number 1.
1?
There's not as much burn if you had water in number 1.
I didn't think it was bad with water. You still milling it over or mulling it over? Which one?
I'm milling it.
I already mulled it.
Pour this in your number 1 glass and pour this in your number 2 glass. I'm ready to make a decision.
I'll just use your glasses then.
Whatever you think you gotta do, bud.
You don't have the Corona 19, do you? So let's start with our little thing here. I say one of these is a little bit better.
I say 1 is better, but close.
So we're pretty close there, and I'm going to say my winner is pretty good.
I said 7, pretty good also.
So we're both at a 9. So if we're different, who wins?
Well, no, because I was better, but close. So that's actually 8.
You're an 8, not a 9.
Yeah, that's from the number I'm picking.
I see. So if for some reason we're
you win. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. So there you go.
That's what I assumed. So let's see what number 1 is. This is not going to move on. Number 1 is 1792 Bottled and Bond. It's a runner-up in the first annual Bourbon Battles Bottled and Bond Budget Extravaganza.
So August. So that's going to be our annual date, August.
Are we doing Bottled and Bond again? Maybe different?
No, we'll have to do something else. I mean, we've already ran the gamut of budget, Bottled and Bond. There's not going to be anything that earth-shaking come out in the next 11 months.
No, I agree. But there's other Bottled and Bonds.
There are.
So mark it down where you write down important stuff. This time next year, if we remember, which is highly unlikely, we'll do another tournament.
Yeah.
So, and let us know in the comments if you like how we're doing the tournament. And keep in mind, it's not over yet. We still...
You got the winner? You going to show them the winner?
We're getting ready to reveal the winner, who's going to face the winner of these that you see on your screen right now, which is E.H. Taylor, McKenna 10-year, Wild Turkey Masters Select.
Master's Keep, bud.
Master's Keep, that's even better. Heaven Hill, Old Forester, and Old Fitzgerald decanter. So let's see who's going to battle it. Well, we know who won, right?
Yeah.
We're down to 2.
But you need to show the audience. They need to know.
Bam, Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. And let me let you in on a little secret how much I like this. This is how I buy it.
You're an idiot.
Why?
You just are.
You don't like it?
No, I like it a lot.
You don't buy them in the big boys?
I just don't show the whole world how I buy them.
How old you are?
That too.
So, hey, does this surprise you at all?
Not even a little bit.
Would it surprise you if it was anything other than that?
It would.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
So the bottom line is, I'm an advocate for Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. I have been for a while, and I've just recently decided I was going to tell everybody who would listen. So it's gonna continue to do well, and I would not be surprised if this wins over the non-budget Bottled and Bond tournament.
Would you compare that to the way it all shakes out and what has happened with bourbon and allocations and rarity, that it becomes this?
No.
Or this?
No.
No? You think it'll stay right where it's at forever?
No.
So, I don't know. I like to stock up on it.
I mean, that's why I'm a fan of Heaven Hill, because they make a lot of affordable, easily accessible whiskeys that are good. But the problem is, everybody gets wind of it and they start buying it, and they decide that we're not making as much as we could. So
let's hope this one stays right where it's at. You know, as you know, I'm a big Heaven Hill fan. The green label, the white label, the McKenna, the Old Fitzgerald, all these budget bottles that are out there, I like them all.
Don't forget about the Parker's Heritage Orange Curacao.
Is that a budget bottle?
No, but
I
you're
love
almost as big a fan of that as you're a sweet wheat.
Yeah, you know what? You know who I have to blame for both of those?
No.
You. Yeah, I would have never probably tried either one of those had it not been for you that night we had dinner at your house.
Well, it happens.
Well, my wife's glad.
It happens. I'm sure she is.
So that brings out an interesting point, and this video is not real long right now, so let's just talk about it a little bit. I was out in Ohio this week chasing bourbon. I don't know if everybody knows what a Rochambeau is, but that's what that is. When you go to Ohio and look for bourbon, we call that a Rochambeau because it's stupid. And I go to Kentucky for work quite often. That's a Rochambeau. I drive around Indiana. That's equally as stupid. So I have one bottle that I paid a high secondary price for, and that is Sweet Wheat. What's your take on these liquor stores? We'll do a whole episode where we sip and talk about this, but
yeah,
just as a, kind of leading up into this episode, like, what do you think?
Well, I think that if I were a business owner, I think that if I were selling widgets and that normally retailed for $10 and I could sell them for $200, I would do it. But I also think that when the chaos of all of this nonsense ends, I'm going to be stuck with a bunch of $200 widgets because...
But they only got $10 in them.
Doesn't matter. If you can't sell them for $10, you're still stuck with them.
That's fact. And as everybody knows, the bourbon market is very flooded.
It's coming.
So
it might be a couple years, but it's coming.
It's interesting.
And when it hits, it's going to hit like a damn freight train.
I can very seriously see the day where Blanton's is on every shelf at retail. We'll see.
I don't know. We'll see.
It's going to get interesting. It might get worse before it gets better.
Oh, it's gonna be a couple of years before that happens.
But let us know in the comments what you think about liquor stores charging too much, and then we'll use some of those comments in the episode that we'll do after this bottled and bond tournament's over.
I am not going to personally. We're not going to call any liquor establishment out by name.
Not one.
Well, now we might talk about prices, we might talk about location, but we will not talk about them by name.
It's like today. So I was in a liquor store in the Indianapolis area. Elijah Craig toasted barrel for what, $10 more than retail? I can kind of get on board with that a little bit, but when it's $400, get lost, knucklehead. He had an Old Fitz decanter for 3 times retail. That's what I wanted to say. Now, if that's what you're looking for and it's worth it to you for the hunt to be over,
like I said,
good enough.
If you can sell widgets, $10 widgets for $200, why wouldn't you?
You're
in business to make profit.
Everything's worth what you'll pay for it. And if you're looking for good value,
that's it.
That's it right there.
That's the best value in bourbon, in my opinion.
And
in all of bourbon, that is it right there.
If you go back to about episode 5 or 6, wherever we were at, we did a battle of this blind versus Blanton's.
We did.
Now keep in mind, Blanton's is always single barrel, so one bottle could be better than the next.
Yeah,
that's a fair thing to say.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, these are not single barrels. And this one, and it was close, but it wasn't super close.
No, and I would challenge, I would say we could test it against 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, 6 other kinds of other bottles of Blanton's from different barrels, and it would still win.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Now, one thing we do want to do is we're going to do...
But nobody likes it because it's got a black and white label and it's got a screw-off cap.
No horsey.
That's right.
I'm going to get a horsey and tape it on there.
I mean, that's for the money, for what you get, 100 proof whiskey, for the money, there isn't a better value on the market, in my opinion. There is not a better value on the market.
No, there's a lot of...
And there's not a better drinking bourbon on the market for the money, in my opinion.
I'm guessing no matter where you live, this is sub $20.
I sure would think.
I've never seen it for more than that. But there's, guys, one of the reasons why we did this to begin with is to show you there's a lot of things like this.
Oh, yeah.
That are really, you don't have to spend $100 on a bottle of bourbon to have something. You could have Jimmy Russell over your house and make him happy with a $30 bottle of bourbon. Would you agree with that? Good tasting, good drinking.
Wild Turkey 101, he'd probably be happy with that.
I'd like to get him drunk and see if he gobbles.
I doubt it.
But yeah, so that was one of the primary reasons we started doing this, to show you some things. We do have some expensive things on the shelf here. The next episode we release will have a lot of those things. Now, we showed you a few minutes ago what's on there, and we very easily could have put the Old Forester in the budget and the 1792 in the non-budget. Those are the two.
My hope is to show everyone that just because it's expensive does not make it better. Does not make it taste better.
And there's 2 bourbons on the non-budget list that were budget bourbons not too long ago.
Yeah.
These 2 right here, right?
Yeah, but
those weren't always budgets.
You go to the San Francisco Spirits competition, you get a gold medal, and look what happens.
Yeah.
So there you go.
One of these days we'll never mind. So stay tuned. Tune in next time, where blind we're going to drink 2 of these that you see on your screen, and we'll work through that entire list, and the winner of that's going to battle this, which...
our budget bottle and bond winner.
Yeah, there's definitely not a bottle anywhere near this price range in that list, so it's going to get real interesting real fast. Let us know in the comments who you think, what you think about the Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. Let us know what you think about the other tournament coming up. I know a lot of you tried to go out and buy every one of the budget. That's depending on where you live. And I don't know anywhere you could live where you could just go to the liquor store and get all the ones that are on the next list. But if you have any questions about those, ask us. There's a couple on this next list as I'm looking at them here. I've never had an Old Fitzgerald Bottled and Bond. Never tasted it, and I've never had the Wild Turkey Master's Keep before.
Both bought at retail, by the way.
Yeah, so Chad and I are both getting a little aggravated with hunting down bourbon, so you might hear us talking more and
I'm
more about
completely
that.
done with chasing whiskey. Completely done with it. Just so everybody,
And,
not that anybody cares.
you know, we kept saying, you know, we want everybody to know there's good stuff out there at reasonable prices.
There is.
You don't have to hunt this stuff.
No, not unless you just want to. Some people like the
It's fun.
thrill of
Like,
it.
right, you and your wife do it and you have a good time, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah. My wife and I do it from time to time. We enjoy it. Well, I enjoy it. She thinks it's the stupidest shit she's ever heard of, but it's fun. Get you out and out of the house doing some things, but
You know, I and my wife have been hunting a Russell's Reserve barrel proof. That being said, I came to the realization last weekend I'm not doing it anymore. It's 114 proof.
I tried to track it down at
You
several
can get a
liquor
Russell's
stores.
Reserve single barrel that's 110 proof anywhere in the world.
So we talked about that, right?
Yeah.
You go from 113 to 110,
114 to
114
whatever.
to 110, and one's 3 years older. So to me, that almost means there's your evaporation in that time, which is why you have the higher proof. I think it's probably the same juice. Let us know what you think. If that's true or not, I might be talking out my ass. I don't know.
You wouldn't do that.
Well, I'd make a disclaimer with it if I was. I mean, could you see that being feasible?
I could see anything they could do to get $10 more a bottle feasible. Yes.
Yeah, they're going to sell a ton of it. Look, I went to multiple places in Ohio where it showed on Ohio's website that it was in stock, and they laughed at me. They're like, we sold that last week. So running around like a chicken with your head cut off around Ohio,
It's not worth it.
no, I probably spent half of what it would cost to buy a bottle of gas. So, but we did have fun. We had coffee down there at the Starbucks.
Either way, Evan Williams Bottled Bond, your budget winner. So stay tuned for our next episode, which we will have a little more expensive.
It's going to be fun. So, hey, Chad and I always talk about this, and we'll always talk about this. Drinking bourbon is supposed to be something you do with your buddies, your friends, your wife, your family. Sit around, enjoy that. Do it responsibly. Don't drink and drive.
Don't drink and drive.
You think buying allocated bourbon's expensive? Hire a lawyer.
I can imagine. I know some people. Yeah.
Yeah. Until next time, I'm Joe.
I'm Chad.
Check this out, and we'll see you next time.